So I have two favorite superheroes. You guys seen me wear the Black Panther mask. That's my Marvel favorite superhero, and my DC favorite superhero, Mr. Barry Allen, Flash. And what I did this weekend reminded me of Barry Allen and Flash. As you can see, we're 90 overall. Last time you guys seen my team, I think we're in 82. So I just want to show you guys how we went from basically nothing to a competitive 90 overall team that got me 19-6 in weekend league. Now, Zero Chill's coming. What also is coming, Christmas comes, and a lot of new people are going to get the game and grind from scratch. This is going to be kind of a guide on how to grind from absolutely nothing to absolutely something. So hit the like button, drop the sub. It may not be for everyone, but I thought this was an important video because a lot of people know how to grind, but they don't know how to grind properly. Because it's not always what you do, it's how you do it in the methodology and order that you get things done. All right? So we got a couple videos coming this week, but Broncos team update and strategy card pack opening. But let me shut up and let's get into how I got to a 90 overall team.
Hey, ain't we been through it all? Then we sleep on them floors. Everybody we thought we needed, we don't need them no more. Run it up, don't check the score. No
okay, first things first, when starting out, you basically start out with nothing, right? Obviously, you do the first solos. You can do the team captain solos as well to get your team captain. I advise you to wait on the team captain because it's going to be a while before you start competitive. In my opinion, a lot of people come on my stream like, Truth, I'm just starting. What do I need to start with? The number one solos you need to start with. People will probably think I'm going to say AKA because you get a free 94. The higher overalls are not important at this point in time. What's important is to get a competitive team to complete solos and to do solo battles with. And the easiest way to make that happen is the team of the week solos. Now, why is that the case, right? Because if you do just week one or the first game of each team in the week solo, you see you get an 84 plus B and D player. Now, that player may not be the greatest, but what that player is going to do, it's going to help you complete solos and solo battles. So as you guys can see here, I completed all 6 of these. And then the beauty about these later solos is you get the Matthew Blair team of the week player with them as well. So for the longest time to complete solos, in solo battles, my quarterback was 85 overall Patrick Mahomes. Didn't matter. It was better than a silver or a gold. So completing all these, and the thing about these fellas, they don't take long to complete. Like I can probably knock out those other, 4 that I'm missing in like 20 minutes. So you see this one, score a rushing TD and rush for 15 yards in 2 plays. It's on 1 star. So you don't need the greatest team to complete it. But what this is going to do is going to get you a couple of receivers, going to get you a couple of cornerbacks, maybe a rusher. I'm not entirely sure what specific players you get with all of these, but it's going to help you fill out your team to do solos. So that way, when you get into the later solos that are, 3 and 4 star and they're a little bit more competitive, you have the necessary players to make sure you can complete that solo. So team of the week, I believe, is the number one you should do in terms of trying to build your team from 0 to start to something. Now, the next solo strings you can do, still not AK. I'm going to tell you guys. You see, I haven't done it yet. I'm gonna do it and get the big play Slay or whoever, but not something I want to do now. The next solos I think you should do is boom, legend solos. Now, I haven't done them because I started to grind solo battles, which we'll talk a little bit after this. But again, legend solos. The reason why these are so viable because you get a auctionable. I repeat, auctionable. For this one, it's 284s and 286s for literally about 20 minutes of your time. Now, if you decided to sell those, that's about 30K on the block, right? So if you go through all these, look, 30K, these are 85, so it's probably about 20K. If you go through all these, you can make a good 150, 200K. I haven't done them yet because I'm saving them. I'm going to keep them for training for Zero Chill. But also what you can do as well with some of these older ones, like for example, these ones, Legends 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and maybe even 6. You can do these solos and you can create team builders. Now, normal 84s usually go for about 7K on the auction house, but team builders go from anywhere between 16K and 28K, depending on the team you specifically do, right? So if we do these, so for example, this one, you get 480 overall players, and then an 80, I think that's it, an 82. So this one, you get 282s, I think, or 280, and 182. Or 282, I messed up there. So, team builders take 380s and 282. So you can do a couple of things. You can continue to do that. You're going to get an extra 82 here. But per this set, you can probably make about 16K. let's say you can make about 16K. So that's 16, 32, 48, 64, 70. Maybe even, 88, 86K. Like I said, doing these solo strings and doing things the right way, you can make yourself 200 or something K doing these specific solo strings. So I believe Team of the Week is the first one you should look at. And then you should look at legend solos for making coins. Now obviously you can sell these or you can put them in your team as well. Another thing, put these in your team, build your team up for harder solo strings and harder solo battles, and obviously you can make it happen that way. Now if you're doing this in the next couple days, I advise you to do this. But when it comes to, like, let's say you're getting this around Christmas and you see if this video is floating around, it won't be usage to you. But these Great Turducken Feast and the Most Feared solos I think are great because they go into the field pass. Now obviously you can see I'm up to a level 41 in 3 days. I grinded. I grind, and I'll kind of talk about as well how I got to level 41. But going through these, it can get you great cards too. And I'll showcase my team at the end of the. You'll see I got a lot of these, right? So this, nothing. That's just 2,500 XP. That's huge to just starting off. Get an 88 B&D, which I picked a lineman, right? XP, 80 plus overall player, 80 plus overall player. Obviously, XP is huge in these two. Another 88 B&D player. So I picked the left guard, Kevin Zeitler, and I forget who the right guard is. But those are the two. They're going to be my linemen for a while because they're both up to 90 overall. So that's cool. And obviously XP, right? Beautiful. So you get 280 overall offensive lineman interior that you don't have to pay for. Now, getting up this Most Fear Pass, what makes this so great? Obviously the XP is there, right? This is great too. Now, if we go back, see how many cards you can get specifically from this. And then obviously, look, some of these 84 pluses, 80 pluses, you can hit big. Not likely, not probable, but there's still a chance, right? So XP. So the B&D monsters. So you get a Claypool, you get an Ezekiel Elliott, you get a Rasul Douglas, and you get a Devin White. Now, if you just completely continue to go this up, you can get all 4 of them. Like I said, it gets you a running back, a receiver, a cornerback, and a linebacker. And it's not that hard to upgrade them because if you go through those solos, you'll get little morphin materials where you can upgrade them and get them up to an 89 overall. So that's not bad. And then obviously doing that in total, everything will go to the season XP. Now, depending on how many days and stuff you have left, obviously that's going to depend on how much you can do, but doing your dailies as well is important. So you can see if you track I'm not going to be able to get, to 10 dailies because I started late, but obviously you can see the XP you get with all the dailies if you do start. So getting dailies are important in reference to this. Now, how I got up to a 90 overall, let's talk about that a little bit, and I'll talk about the competitive pass. Now, once you get all those all the way up, the Team of the Week solos, the Legend solos, you should have about an 85 overall team. Just doing those solos alone, because you're going to get packs along the way, pull things. You may pull some heat and things of that nature. Focus on solo battles. Now, I did everything on Veteran. Now, this is obviously last week. This is this week's. But I did everything on Veteran, so that way you can do the 4-6 fumbles, gain 3,000 yards. And I did about 15 solo battles. And as you've seen at the beginning, I was able to get Benjamin St. Juste, but that was largely due to me going to 19-6 in Weekend League. Then obviously Weekend League, or MUT Champs rather, and then getting the sets done, which I've already got them done. Hopefully you guys have sold your 78s and 80s, and then completing these stats as well. But more importantly, focusing on solos first. People always want to jump into head-to-head. Get your team right through solos. Now, I got my team right through solos. I completed some of the field pass objectives for the Harvest and the Most Feared. Let's go into my team and have a look at it and see how I broke it down. Okay, let's have a look at my team in total. So I told you guys, Harvest, I got these. These are my 2 left guards. Now, what I specifically did, I knew the meta and what it is man coverage. So I needed to get short and elites. Also, you can get this Stephon Diggs for free. He's an 83 overall. Play these Snickers solo challenges, which is the 3rd challenges I advise you to play. And then you can get him. He gets 1 AP short and elite. Now, he only has 90 speed, but he can still cook. We luckily pulled Tony Pollard. You guys probably might not do that. Now, you see my quarterback, the most positioned in MUT. I decided to get Aaron Rodgers, but I didn't go out and buy him because I knew I could have some of these 90s who could fill positions for me. I completed Aaron Rodgers for about 340, 350K. Now, I plan on getting Fitzmagic, so I plan on steering Aaron Rodgers back, but he's been a lifesaver. But you see, I got Keenan Allen. He's not the greatest, but he gets slot-o-matic. And for me, I run split deuce close, so he's always in the slot. He cooks man coverage. Even if I want to go to gun tight or trips tight end or something of that nature, he cooks man coverage. We also got Creed Humphrey. 1 AP identifier, big W. We also got Tristan Wirfs, 1 AP edge protector. Now, if you complete some of those solos as well with the Harvest, you're going to get some free 88 overalls, which is like the Terry McLaurins, the Hayden Hurst, and things of that nature. So I also went to got Todd Heat for about 140K, 1 AP short and elite. You can see we got to level 11 of the competitive pass, and we got Plaxico Burress. But he actually doesn't even play for me. So building your team through sets and not necessarily going out and buying the 90 offs overalls and just building the set. What I did, I bought the 88 overalls for all under about 25K. I got some great snipes because 25K times 15, because in the sets it takes 388 to get 190, so 3 times 5 to get 590s is 15. I was able to get 340K and build that. Now, another person you see, Andrew Thomas. Now, I took advantage of Trent Williams on the weekend, was going for about 200K. I was able to build these most feared cards for about 210K. I sold Trent Williams for about 200, took a 20K loss. So I spent 210, got 180K back, but I got 3 cards out of it, which is Andrew Thomas. We also got Jeff Okuda, and then we also got, I'm trying to think, we got another corner too. I don't think he even plays for me anymore. Shaquille Griffin is who we got. So that helped me before I got, Trayvon Diggs, J.C. Horn, and Benjamin St. Juste. Now, the Trayvon Diggs I got from watching the Twitch stream, so he was a big boost. But again, J.C. Horn, Jesse Bates, 2 of the other 90s of the 5 that I got, really helped out the team. The Hispanic Heritage solos are absolutely huge because you get 5 cards for essentially free. You get a Ted Hendricks, who I still use, Kiko Alonso, and who am I missing? You get a Jonathan Castillas. Now, if I didn't have A-Rod, I was going to rock out with Jim Plunkett, right? And then you also get a great kicker in Zane Gonzalez, who's like the 3rd best kicker in the game or something of that nature. Now, in terms of spending, there was no specific set to do to get a great pass rusher, right? But like I said, we thought about getting Aiden Hutchinson and maybe Frank Clark. But what we did the Team of the Week international solos, which if you go and look right under Team of the Week, they're right there. Those solos took me about 20 minutes. I got this 90 overall George Kalafkas. He's not the greatest, but he helped me, right? But then I also went out and spent about 65K and got this 90-1 overall Brian Burns, Matthew Berry player, because he gets Edge Protector for 2 AP. So that really helped me. So, and then we actually got to level 11, got Palomal. We got level 11 on the season pass, not the competitive, and got Mike Edwards. But as you can see, my team was mostly B&D. Now, is it the greatest team? Absolutely not. It's not the greatest team. But it helped me get to 19-6. Now, I may be an above average player compared to some of you guys, but a lot of people don't want to wait to play the game. And obviously, I was on stream, and it was like, we want to see a game. So I built this team essentially on stream. But that's essentially it, man. That's a way. So do your solos is the first thing I would say do. So if I wanted to do a solo sequence, Team of the Week, Legends potentially, Hispanic Heritage is absolutely huge because you get 488 overalls. One that's extremely usable still to this day. Dante Wilder. And Ted Hendricks. Snicker solos because you can get this Stephon Diggs for in the meantime. So that way he has 1 AP short in the league. He can cook if need be. Also, completing the Harvest and the Most Feared solos, they're not that difficult. It gets you 489s from the Harvest because, the Most Feared because you're going to go into the field pass. And then the Harvest, you're going to get these 288s offensive linemen, but you're also going to get 88 overalls from regular 80 overalls you can use. So obviously, I got lucky with the Tony Pollard and stuff, but that's essentially it. I picked Larry Zonka because, most of my rest of my team was filled, and I still have solos to do because I can get Tony Saragusa here, right? I could still get him. I can still get Brashard Perriman at receiver. I just feel like those solos are a little bit long, and I had to really grind to get this Benjamin St. Juste, which I literally got him at the last moment, which is good because I may go to a Washington Dame team. But I appreciate you boys. Hopefully this helps some of the new players who are struggling and when they're joining MUT and don't know what to do. That's the aim of this. So I appreciate you boys. Maha salute for me. Deuces.